Good evening, 27th of July 2025. Welcome to Updated Pressures, the last Sunday of the month of July. And by the time we say happy Sunday again, it will be the month of August. Welcome to Updated Pressures. As usual, this week, my belay to bring on an update of matter that may happen for inside Nigeria. I promise not to waste your time this evening. It's a quick action. What we're going to do. You know, my Sunday medicine, he did with me for inside the studio. But before I bring them on into the studio, make I quickly let you know things and way they happen for inside the studio. Sharply, as you get to know with Oga Akpabio and Bamidele exchange or heated argument who almost caused to throwing punch, the Senate don't respond and react to them. They say what? I will tell you what they talk later on. All right, let's go on. And then if you live for Lagos, just get ready because you may be having blackouts across Lagos State. As TCN said, they don't begin 25 days maintenance from maintenance work from tomorrow, Monday. Whether it be band A, B, C, or Z, don't worry yourself. You may face that in Lagos State. Soldier allegedly stabbed Amotekun officer to death for inside Osun State. Stabbed an Amotekun officer to death for inside Osun State. Very sad. Very, very sad incident there. And then 2027, APC Christian chair reignites Muslim ticket debate. Say, wait. This one where they don't make the chairman of APC a Christian. I be they plan to still do Muslim ticket again. That na question where people they ask. But excuse me, even when the chairman na Christian, sorry, even when the chairman are Muslim, let me see the same Muslim ticket to be. What change will be say bring? We'll go talk about that matter. Pensioners urge federal government to pay our pension arrears. Oh, make una pay us our salary. You don't reach time inside the month. Pay also. That's what they lament. Say, una they enjoy life, make una pay us. And then Niger boat mishap, 13 bodies recovered, passengers still missing. Now, so it take happen. Very sad incident there for Niger State. Mixed reactions, trail reps bill barring Nigerian officials from private education, health, and healthcare. We will talk about that matter. Meanwhile, lawyers drag Nigerian Law Society promoters to court over alleged fraudulent election data violation. Hey! Falana condemns arbitrary renaming of streets and bus stops in Lagos State. Say this one and I just they change streets and bus stops names. And I say it dey illegal. It dey illegal. Make una stop am. From Charlie Boy bus stop to Bado bus stop. See the name said Bado. Okay. Now waiting people they talk, no be me. 2027, Labour Party only credible alternative to APC. Nina the Usman, now they talk this one. And Anambra State Guba. So Ludo has lowered the bar of governance. YPP candidate. And they say don't reduce the bar. The bar don't they so low that is lower than low. Okay. And then NNPP dismisses Kwankoso's claims of northern marginalization. Wants youth against political misinformation. In case you don't understand, that is NNPC, the party where Kwankoso belongs to, where him be the presidential candidate. Doctor say no. Why would you come and say that the North is marginalized under Tinubu? That is not true. How can you say a thing like that? No, that's not true. Northern youths, please don't be listening to that kind of talk because that talk is not true. Wow. Okay, we could go to another conversation. Ogoni Group threatens disruption if oil production resumes without conditions met. This matter is still long like this. And then Shetima departs Abuja for UN Food Summit in Ethiopia. And hard times, lamentations as rice price rises to 100,000 naira again. Say bag of rice again, don't reach 100,000 naira. Yay! Food price cut. Why Nigerian farmers should not cultivate maize, rice. Ted Heke. Now they talk this one. I will let you know how it take be. And then bandits kill 38 hostages in Zamfara after 50 million naira ransom payment. That is, then pay 50 million naira for ransom. Then still kill the 38 of them. Ha! Lawmaker apologizes. Okay. And then Cameroon's electoral commission bars main opposition leader from presidential race against 92-year-old Paul Biya. Even like saying that they will even start the story this evening, sir. Okay, so their INEC for Cameroon don't bar the major opposition. So you hereby you cannot contest election. so that only Paul Biya go fit win the election. That now waiting they talk, not be me they talk, and I saw the news carry am here. Now all that matter I'm on, now go look at. We go also quickly look at the one way be say and an American airline today catch fire and gracefully then fit evacuate the passengers, and that one raised a lot of tension for inside across the world today. All right, my people, now the story then will carry for hand with you. So make I quickly go bring you my Sunday tonic, Prince Francis Chilaka. Prince Francis Chilaka, thank you so much, Mr. Naked Truth, sir, for joining us.
Precious, how are you? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us, and welcome, sir. All right, so where do I start from now? I feel like starting with Cameroon because it would be very unfair if I not start with Cameroon with all these things the way they happen. So let's start with Cameroon very quickly. We'll go to America, then we'll come back to Nigeria where we'll go remain. Now, Cameroon's main opposition figure, Maurice Kamto, has been barred from contesting in the country's upcoming presidential election. You know, say recently Paul Biya indicating interest, say at 92, saying go run again. Now, this decision has sparked concerns over potential unrest and strengthened expectations of another victory for incumbent President Paul Biya, who has ruled the Central African nation for since 1982. That is for about 5 years now. Now, the country's 44 years. Now, the country's electoral commission, ELECAM, announced the provisional list of approved candidates at a press conference yesterday, Saturday, confirming 13 names, but excluding Kamto, the major opposition leader. This is according to Al Jazeera, by the way, just so you know, talking at me right now. Now, no explanation was given by the commission for his rejection, although those disqualified have 2 days to file an appeal. Now, Kamto, 71, okay, 9271, a prominent challenger in past election, had officially submitted his candidacy the previous week. He came second in the 2018 presidential election with 14% of the vote, while Paul Biya scored over 70% of the votes amid widespread allegations of fraud and low voter turnout. Now, this time, Kamto sought to run as the candidate of the African Movement for New Independence and Democracy. That is MANIDEM, a communist party. In 2018, he ran under the banner of Cameroon Renaissance Movement (MRC), which he founded in 2012. Now, his disqualification has triggered a wave of anxiety in the capital, Luanda, and across the country. Security forces were deployed around Elecam headquarters, that is their INEC headquarters, and along key roads in both Luanda and Douala, Cameroon's commercial capitals, and of course, in anticipation of protests. The United Nations Department of Safety and Security had earlier warned that the announcement could provoke demonstrations. And really, so what they can do, they come mount security agents them around. Make sure say them there around so that if you try anyhow protest, you see anyhow. Don't tell me that's a Nigerian card. Now, Elecam said 83 candidates had submitted applications, but only 13 were approved. The final list will be published in the coming days after the resolution of any appeals. That's what they talk. Now, President Paul Biya, 92, the world's oldest sitting head of state, confirmed last month he would seek re-election on October 12th, marking his eighth bid for office amid growing concerns about his health and long-standing criticism of his role. In fact, as a matter of fact, some people talk say he rule Cameroon from France. According to themselves, not be me. You know, this is that things over the year. Say now from France. Some people even talk, say the man self, say not be him the rule, say now his wife and his son, now in the rule. According to themselves, that's what they talk. You know, a lot of drama they play for waiting they happen in that matter. Now, over the decades, Biya's administration has faced persistent allegations of corruption, political repression rather, and a violent separatist conflict in the country's English speaking regions that has disrupted education and displaced thousands. Among the approved candidates are former Prime Minister Bello Buaba Maigari, a longtime ally of Biya, and also Issa Chiroma Bakiri, who resigned rather and as employed, and he resigned his employment as a minister in June just to contest for this election. So, Prince Francis Chilakasa, I don't want to talk much, but I want you to speak on this conversation.
What do you want me to say? Africa is cursed.
What should you not say, sir?
Africa is cursed when it comes to leadership.
God forbid they're cursed.
No. That's, please, precious. Don't bring anything God forbid there. Africa is cursed. Nigeria is not an exception. These old men, these old hags will not go and rest. What is a 92-year-old man looking for? When he should be preparing for, self-landing into the grave. He's contesting for an election. And then you will now have some idiots, so to say, who will be pushing him on, edging him on. What? I mean, in the 21st century, precious, what is a 92-year-old man going to give to a country? In what way does he want to add value to the lives of the people?
He's
In
old.
what way does he want to have development? This is really disheartening. It just appears that the entire Africans, the black race, when it comes to power, when it comes to leadership, they throw caution into the wind. They don't think out of the box. Nigeria has not been free from this, rubbish. Nigeria is also part of it. It's just that Nigeria's own, it has not gone beyond what is necessary. But then you can see it playing out. This whole mentality of holding on to power, this whole mentality of grab it, snatch it, and run runs through the blood and veins of all African leaders, with no exception. Once they get into power, the people no longer matter. Service to the people becomes zero. The only thing they think of is how to milk the people, steal from the people, and take the money abroad and live a luxurious life. I feel for them. If you say you feel for them, they'll also tell you that they feel for Nigeria. We saw 8 years of callousness, 8 years of waste, 8 years of, taking us backwards. We've entered into another one chance. Because the one we are in now, we're not sure when we're going to get out of it. It's just unfortunate that, God has blessed most African countries with everything they need, but he only took one thing away from them, and that is good leadership. But rather than for them to sit down and begin to think as if there is no box in order to develop and add value to what God has given to them, no. It's all about stealing. It's all about embezzlement. It's all about corruption.
Prince Francis, some people they talk say this French, for instance, or France, where be say they support all these kind of things. Why it be say they decide to choose a less than 40-year-old leader at the time they wanted to choose their own leader? Why they vote for Macron when he was in his 40s or less than 40s at the time they voted for him? Why they not also put somebody where they within the age of people where they encourage for francophone countries the way they say then they where they're under their control? That's my question what people they ask. So if
Those
you know you
young,
cannot take it, why do you
those
encourage
young,
Africans to take
no,
that thing you
the problem is that they understand that they cannot control the young, lauded leaders. Guys where their blood they hot, guys where know as it happen, they will not support them. They rather prefer to have old hearts and they can pamper, they can, invite them to France, give them good things of life and ask them to abandon their people. We all know what France has been benefiting from the francophone countries. We know what they've been benefiting. We know what they're benefiting in Nigeria too. It's all about the natural resources of the land. So they know that there's no way that the younger, smart leaders would accept what they want to do. So they prefer to use old men. And you know that, there's an age you get that you begin to behave like a baby once more. They will carry toys, give you. They will send a limousine. They will carry one small aircraft, give you. They will say you don't arrive. But the truth of it is that the Western world need to understand that slavery has gone for good. and that they should allow people to live the kind of life they are living in their own places.
All right, so let's quickly move to something that happened earlier today, and that's we caused a lot of panic as over 100 passengers and six crew members were forced to evacuate an American airline fighting a flyer prior to a takeoff at Denver International Airport Saturday. I think that was yesterday evening, yesterday afternoon, Saturday afternoon. Now, according to reports, American Airlines flight 3023 was getting ready to depart for Miami when its landing gear caught fire. The Federal Aviation Administration said in a statement that the crew reported a possible landing gear incident during departure around 2:45 p.m. local time. Now, this is very interesting. The fact that they were able to dictate this right at the nick of time, at the very nick of time, so that to avoid me. And you know how air disasters they like. They always end up well at all. And there are pictures and pictures. You can see that. Some people clapping on their children, holding their children, suspending it. After that, they were
You okay? No, no, he's not.
To your right. Leave room for the fire truck. Watch out for the fire truck.
But as you can see, in no time, they're almost done the pick up the fire finish. So, you don't see the visible fire.
Everybody, remain calm. Fire's here. Fire's here. Everybody head towards the east side of the runway, please. East side of the runway.
All right, so I just thought to call our attention to that. Let me quickly take your reaction so that we'll go straight to Nigerian conversation.
No, I mean, for me, it's a good thing that it was dictated, and we thank God that no life was lost. At the point I started laughing when I saw, nobody wants to die, but everybody wants to go to heaven. That's what I just saw there. But you see, it brings me back
Even
to
people who won't go heaven say still carry they struggle with their luggages today. See they collect their hand luggage, they follow body as they won't go.
yeah, your leaders for Africa. They say as they die, they go to hospital to die. They go they count the money in their bank account as if the money go flow they enter grave. But you see, there's a lesson to learn from this. The lesson is the proactiveness of the authorities to ensure that that fire was put out. The other day, I saw a video, I don't know if you saw it, of a Nigerian train that caught fire. And, they were using leaf trying to put out the fire. It was quite an embarrassing one. It was quite an embarrassing one. So,
You see the swift response of fire service.
exactly. We need, it's not just about being a leader, it's not just about being in authority, it's about being proactive, thinking as if there is no boss, no boss. So I would say, thank God for the safety of those who were on board, and also ask that our government should learn from such situations. Because if na
All
Nigeria
right,
now you go
so
hear say water don finish for tank or they no get foam, there must be one excuse and nobody gets punished at the end of the day.
it's it, sadly. So very quickly, earlier in the week, reports been come out talk say a little wahala been happen between Godswill Akpabio and the Senate leader Akpabio and Bamidele, and for that matter we happen, we hear say tension can rise during an executive session where be said them being convened to deliberate whether they go adjourn their current legislative seating to next week or they go finish them for this week. before they go their traditional 2-month annual recess where they sabi go. So somewhere inside that meeting as they talk, Oga Alin do make come out, come talk, say, excuse me, I make an observation. As in point observation, he say he criticize the leadership of Godswill Akpabio for failing to hold a prior meeting, a meeting before to unify the position of members before they go even bring the matter to the floor. So they suppose don't unify position of the executives or yeah, before they call this one up. So Incon, according to the matter, as he talked this one, say Okpa remember the come say be like say don't touch me where the thing hold me. You touch me. You see this thing when you talk like this now. Hey, don't touch me because in do the comments come be like say the thing ignite Okpa remember the I come talk say in don't they won't talk this one since but in just the whole himself because say in don't tire his words we didn't say use. He say I am frustrated as Senate leader. I am frustrated working under Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Now, so they say Bamidele talk them say and in the heated session, he now said that he does not also call leadership meetings. That's quoting him. I said he does not call leadership meetings. He doesn't consult with anyone. He is autocratic. In fact, I am contemplating resigning as a Senate leader. That's what they say he talk. Now, Akpabio, con the vex, visibly angry by Bamidele's remark, also fire back sharply, say, Senator Bamidele should sit down. He should sit down. You cannot speak while I am speaking. You know, I am the Senate president. He can say, I am in charge here. According to Akpabio, he can say, as he talk, he shout, himself can say, I have served as commissioner before, two-term governor, two-term governor, Senate minority leader, and a powerful minister. So I know the Senate rule more than you do. So you cannot tell me what to do. Now, so they say, Wahala can't come out. They say they almost reach time where they for just throw hands. People can't they hold them till they can't douse the tension. So the Senate now don't respond. You know, say this thing, multiple platforms been reports this matter during the week. So now Senate don't come respond to the thing. Say, okay, I know, say on a here, say Wahala been happen. But that wahala will happen. See as it take the person will respond, of course, and the spokesperson of the Senate, when name now of Oga Adara Mogun. Abi now waiting be name abi nine talker. So Adara Modu, yes, nine talker. In con the talk say, unlike what people think, say people they disagree to agree. So say argument will happen, no mean say wahala don't do. You know mean like that. Say it just means say they just they disagree to agree at the end of the day. Some people feel quarrel for floor of the Senate, say argue, but then be parties, then be friends, then be bodies. So say that argument say there's any crack between Okpayemi Bamidele and Godswill Akpabio. Say they still be very good allies. Say nothing will happen. You know, say people they talk, say the APC they try every possible means to show say all they well within them. Say no, they don't get problem like other parties they get problem. So now other parties they face crack, them they need they face crack. So people don't they talk about this reaction now where Akpayemi they get say maybe not just a way to show say you on I not get problem abi, but meanwhile there's visible problem because for Akpayemi Bamidele to vex that kind of vex when vex inside the house, when they can shout that kind of shout, say the thing go don't touch him body well. Make I take a reaction, sir.
It is high time we think of disbanding the Senate, especially this 10th assembly. This 10th assembly, with due respect to every one of them, they are rubber stamp from head to toe. It is not today we started hearing about the autocracy of the Senate president.
For
it's
a
not
Senate
today we
leader to
started
even say
hearing.
that he's autocratic. Yes.
Yes, it's not
I
today.
mean, his own
It's not
Senate
today we
leader.
started hearing it. You recall that there were some bills that were passed that some senators says they were not aware, was not deliberated. You know, the thing is, I need to say this to Nigerians with all sense of responsibility. When these people who call themselves senators quarrel among themselves, at the bottom line, I'm only this quarrel them. And before you know it, when they bring out that money quarrel them, their quarrel don't end. So they are good at ensuring that the people are more divided. The people, they take joy in dividing the people along ethnic, religious lines. But they will never get divided because now money be their thing. Money is their thing. But unfortunately, we just have a country where I don't even know where we're headed to. Especially with leadership, I don't know where we're headed to. And like I said to somebody this afternoon, you cannot hold somebody accountable if you are not the one that elected the person into office. The problem we're having in Nigeria are two ways. One, we're having a problem with the electoral law, the electoral act. Two, we're having a problem with the Nigerian constitution. Until the Nigerian people realize how powerful they are, these politicians will continue to take advantage of them. If the process of recalling somebody was as easy as the process of electing the person, precious, I'm telling you, these people will respect Nigerians. But they have cunningly made it impossible for you to recall them. They have made it impossible for you to hold them account. Why? Because a man who wants to become your senator comes out, distributes few bags of rice of few bags of rice, few cartons of noodles, few balls of onions, and maybe maybe 10 or 20,000 on it. And Nigerians will collect it and vote such non-entities into power. And then after voting them, you think you can hold them accountable. You didn't bring them to power by the power of the ballot. You brought them to power because they have bribed their way through you. They have gotten you to sell your conscience to them. They have gotten you to sell your birthright to them. They have gotten you to surrender your sovereignty to them. So you can't hold them accountable. And that is why you see them, quarreling here and there. But they will never quarrel over what will bring happiness to the ordinary Nigerians. They will never quarrel. They will only quarrel when they want to go on 2 months recess. Yeah, these are people earning more than the approved minimum wage. These 2 months that they will be in their houses, Nigerians will keep paying them salaries and allowances. These 2 months, I can't hear you, precious. These 2 months that they will not be there, they will keep benefiting from the Nigerian people.
I say, for their houses and for abroad, it is strategic that it is within this period where they they're supposed to go for summer holiday. You understand? It is strategic timing.
Taxpayers must continue to foot their expensive lifestyles. They don't give a shit about the Nigerian people. They don't care. This is a country that today's security has become a menace. Serious menace. A member of a group I belong to, the father was kidnapped. And they were asked to pay, I think, 30 million naira or so. I think they were able to raise 5 million, which they paid. And luckily, their father escaped. The man, I think he said he has a bullet lodged in his hands. The man was between blue, black, an elderly man, old man.
Thank God he survived it.
He's still in the hospital. As I speak to you, he's still in ICU. So that shows you how bad things have gotten. But they will not care. They will not lift a finger. These 2 months recess, how many of them would have the mind to go to their constituency? How many of them? They won't go. They either stay put in Abuja, or they run to Lagos, or like you said, they go abroad.
Who they go village?
At the end of the day,
they see constituents when they do on holiday. Not be holiday then.
But at the end of the day, who suffers most? So why is it that we're not giving civil servants this same privilege of going, for research for 2 months? The same civil servants that once they retire, paying them their gratuity and pension becomes a problem. Why are they not going for 2 months? You just have a set of people that have held this country on the jugular. They have put their knees on the neck of Nigerians. And then they'll come and make a charade of themselves and say they are senators. May they not let me talk within my mind this night, Joe.
No vex.
May they not let me talk out, because these people are really getting on my nerves. They have become decomposed, every one of them.
Sorry, sir. Let's quickly move to other conversations. Before I do so, let me let Nigerians know that in case you live in Lagos, then to say TCN, they start their upgrade where be said they do, or maintenance rather, and it will last for 25 days. So it will start from tomorrow till perhaps towards the end of August. So in case you know see light and if you delay for Lagos State and environs, just know say now waiting make you know get light with that, irrespective of your band where you did. But then moving on to still issues about election and electioneering. Now the the emergence of Professor Nentewa Yowatda, a northern Christian from Plateau State, as the national chairman of the ruling All Progressives Congress, has begun kind of begin to stir speculations that the APC may be planning to also continue with their Muslim tickets as it is, and the political calculation has triggered debate among adherents across party lines and in religious spaces. So, reports that the APC Muslim ticket for the 2023 general elections provoked a storm of controversies, with the opposition alleging Islamization agenda. So right now again, as Oga Yewat that don't come in, they don't they talk say okay, be like say last they won't make Muslim ticket again. But then people don't they talk say the Muslim ticket what we get before. Which profit will give Nigerians? What's be the benefit? The Muslims then benefit past Christians, or waiting happen? Why do we toe that line again for another 8 years, for another 4 years again? Waiting be the importance? Why you do like say we dey deliberately neglect other religions? Because the reason why make people they talk this on some of them they talk say the reason why maybe they talk and I say if there is an attempt to have an all Christian ticket, will the Muslims ever allow that to happen? Or is just that a particular religion feel that they are more entitled or perhaps superior to other religions for inside Nigeria? I would like to take a reaction, sir, based on the permutations and
Well,
combinations.
no, let me start by saying that the election of the minister, I don't know if he has if he's going to resign as a
Minister
minister.
for Humanitarian Affairs, he go resign now.
Yeah. Good. The election of the minister as the
In fact,
chairman
Kano
of
State people don't they talk. Say since that space don't open now, say the way they replace their brother Ganduje, may they give them the position back.
no, the thing was the whole idea was to the North Central was angling for that position because
Long
don't
ago.
forget, yes, that the former chairman before Ganduje was from the North Central. So they felt that the North Central had not completed
Yeah.
their tenure. So that's what they want to do. It's just to placate that tenure thing, But it has nothing to do with whether it's a Christian or a Muslim. No, no, no. For me, those are ways that the hungry, wicked political class is using to divide the Nigerian people. And unfortunately, the Nigerian people always fall for it.
But is it
So
just
for
about
me,
the political class, or even some religious leaders also fly the same? Because there are situations where some religious leaders will also tell you, it doesn't matter where the superior religion, let's
um,
be,
no, no, no,
let's
the
sir.
problem is starting from the obnoxious constitution. And I've insisted, I've always been speaking out that that document needs to go. If you check that document, the Quran and Islam was mentioned severally in it. So you have already on your own, the constitution has given some legality to that religion. That's what they're claiming. And that is why you have the Sharia law. Don't forget, your constitution supports it.
Hmm.
So it's an aberration that started with the constitution. So if we're saying that Nigeria is a country that is not tied to any religion, then we should start by looking into the Nigerian constitution and amending every section where a particular religion is mentioned. We need to do the right thing, but unfortunately, we just have those in government who do not have the balls to do the right thing. So Muslim ticket, not every Muslim they suffer them. Not all of not the same market all of us go. Not the same filling station where they buy fuel. So it's not about who is a Muslim, who is a no. Those are things they're using to divide the Nigerian people. But I think it is time Nigerians become wiser. Nigerians need to begin to think of themselves. The unity we used to have, if you recall, during the June 12th, Abiola and Babagana Kingi, isn't it? They were
Yes.
both Muslims. But
Yeah.
another Nigeria
Nigerians
was
didn't care.
no,
Nigerians
Nigerians
didn't
didn't
care.
care.
Yes.
Nigerians didn't care. Because Nigerians saw themselves as one united country. But today, your selfish leaders are taking advantage of the lack of education of a lot of the Nigerian people. So they're playing on the intelligence of the Nigerian people. And unfortunately, the Nigerian people are falling for it. So while we're even talking about this whole shenanigans of Muslim, look at what's happening in Lagos State. I know you mentioned it in your starting, where a governor, a local government chairman, people just wake up from sleep and they start naming the streets and all of that. Is that not the height of cluelessness and stupidity?
Oh, do you know the latest about that now? Because they even carry for that particular bus stop, Charlie Boy bus stop. They carry. I can't play that because of YouTube, um, infringement or YouTube policies. So they carry DJ stand for the bus stop. They warn every bus conductor and driver, say if you dare call this name Charlie Boy,
You
and
see,
they'll play music
let me,
that the name is
precious,
not back.
say,
No bus stop.
let me say this.
Mhm.
Um, you see this drum they are beating. This drum, some people are beating to destabilize this country. When the drum will come full circle, it may not be in their favor. A lot of us have held ourselves back from preaching divisibility. We have held ourselves back from towing the line of ethnicity. We have held ourselves back from towing the lines of religiosity. We do it out of respect, out of love for every Nigerian. A lot of us have platforms we can use to incite the people, but we're not doing it because it is better to live together as one than for us to become haters of each other. This ruling class, this political class that is beating this drum of hatred, when this drum will go full circle, they will not be spared. You see streets and roads that have been there for 20 years, 30 years, and you wake up from sleep and you feel that you want to rename them, and you go ahead and rename them, and you are enforcing it on the people. It is nothing but madness. And so when these so-called leaders talk about peace and unity, Nigeria is indivisible. The unity of Nigeria cannot be discussed. Are they not ashamed of themselves? Are they not ashamed when they say these things, when they lie to themselves and lie to the Nigerian people? My kids bear Yoruba names because that was what their late mother wanted. So because of what they're doing now, I should go and remove those names from their names. A lot of people who grew up in Lagos, their kids bear Yoruba names. A lot of Nigerians, a lot of Igbos who grew up in the north, their children bear Hausa names. So what do you want them to do? And how do you explain to the children that, oh, you can't bear this name again because the political class is creating problem for you? And then you have the same Nigerians, ordinary Nigerians that are dying of hunger, dying of poverty, dying of frustration, dying of depression. They are the same idiots, the one that they will use, and they will follow them foolishly and sheepishly. I find it very disheartening when people don't have the mindset of their own. When people cannot question something before going ahead to do it.
So,
Honestly, I feel sometimes I feel ashamed of being a Nigerian.
so Prince
Because
Francis Chilaka.
my leaders are pushing us to that point where we would say we are no longer Nigerians.
So now, Prince Francis Chilaka, some people they talk, say waiting make the Yoruba people they do this one now because of say Igbo people they can't talk, say Yoruba are no man's land. So say they won't show them saying I didn't get the land. And on the other hand, as you get to also do with this Charlie Boy bus stop, for instance, people talk say that bus stop, say before you go there where you did they see Charlie Boy bike and say Charlie Boy be in power over 200 bike men with motorcycle back in the days. Then say the person when they name and I wait to say in fact say the place was not even officially named. Saying that because of in goodwill and things when you do there, I make people name that bus stop, you know, by name. But say the person when they name them to now, say which impacts that person don't make for the lives of people around there. We make they go name them on the bus stop.
Precious, I need to say this. I I find it very laughable when people idiots come out and say because the Igbos are saying that Lagos is no man's land. Please, can you point to one Igbo man that said it?
But you know how that
Can
statement
you
was originated, right, sir?
can you wait, no, can you point to one Igbo man that made that statement? There is no Yoruba man that can point to one Igbo man. This is a propaganda the Yorubas themselves started. We need to tell ourselves truth in this country. This propaganda, the Yorubas themselves started it. You can't. You see, there's something that people need to understand. The other day, was it not Ruben Abati that was saying that they don't sell land in Igbo land?
The land, yes.
And I started laughing. And you know why I laughed? I laughed because a respected man like Ruben Abati was talking like a tout. He was talking like an area boy. Yes, he was talking like an area boy. I spent 6 years in the north. Sokoto, Kebbi, Zamfara, Kaduna, and Kano. I was touring the entire north. There are areas in the north, within the northern states, there are areas designated for non-indigens. And that is the only place you find non-indigens buying lands. But that is not to say that the Igbos don't sell lands. The Igbos do sell lands. But one thing I want Nigerians to know is that the Igbos don't sell lands to their in-laws. I've never had an in-law buying land from where he got married from. You can buy, if you want to buy land, for instance, I've not seen a Yoruba man go to Owerri. There are realtors in Owerri selling property, selling lands. How many Yoruba men have you seen go to the east and invest the way Igbos invest in the south? How many? Or how many of my northern brothers who bring cows to the southeast, how many of them invest in terms of developing the area they sell their cows? And then I keep asking, who are the owners of these cows? But the only people you see are the herders. And the herders come normally before now, they come with their stick and their mat. After they sell, they roll their mat and they're back to their places. But the Igbo man does not believe in that. The Igbo man believes in adding value to wherever he is. He wants to be comfortable. And that is why the Igbos develop wherever they go to. Yes, I know that some Igbos are very arrogant. I know that. I have been one person that I've said to a lot of people, I do not support this whole nonsense of SND Lagos, SND Ghana,
I
SND
was even
No,
going to go to that because that is in the of Ghana caused a lot
it
of
has
fuss
to,
and
that thing is a scam. Precious, that is a scam. It's a scam. There's nothing else to it. Do you and I know the meaning of Eze in Igbo land? It means that there's a community that you are their king. So if you come to Lagos and you take up the title of SND Lagos, where is your community? So when you leave Lagos and you go to the southeast, do you have a domain? What happens to your ship? It means that you leave everything, that all the paraphernalia of office in Lagos, and you come back to the southeast and you become a commoner. This is the problem where people use their wealth to abuse the culture and tradition of a people. It has to come to an end. Imagine somebody coming from Lagos, going to Owerri, and he begins to call himself the Oba of Owerri. So how does it sound? Or the Emir of Owerri? Is it not trying to bastardize what the people value in their culture and tradition? Ohanes and Igbo should be able to call these non-entities, these psychophants parading themselves as Eze, Igbo. They are part of the major problem of the Igbos wherever you find them. Because what they have done, a lot of them have done, is that they have used it to get political power. And then they feel that they have become gods and lords in another man's state. I've never supported that rubbish. And that's why I have no regards for anybody. Any one of them who comes out and say, it's SNDbo, Solo, SNDbo, and Jawa State, they're non-entities. I will never support them. And that's the truth. So these are the people causing trouble for the Igbos. But even at that, I think that those who keep preaching unity should be very, very smart and know what they are doing. Let us not allow the political class, let us not allow the elites, let us not allow touts, non-state actors to create disharmony amongst the people. Imagine what will happen if people begin to fight themselves over you name street, you know name street.
So you don't say this thing where you talk about is in the now. Ghanaians don't they say do campaign and say Nigerians must go. You know, because of that conversation and because of the wahala way that's in the bring. But then let's move on to that. Sir?
Precious, no, I want to say something. That SNDbo, well, they call him Wachuku something or whatever.
Of Ajawa Estate.
You know?
Okay, the one in Ghana. The one in Ghana.
The one in Ghana, yes.
Yes.
You know, I've always seen the man as a clown. And that's the truth. I find it very sad. I find it very shameful when I see Igbo leaders travel to Ghana and they go to pay homage to him. I knew this thing was going to come. I knew a day like this would come. I've always said it. He was becoming more popular than the Ghanaian president. I knew it was going to happen. And that is why I've said
but you know, apart from his own too, he did some small comments who also they follow the ignite such reactions. Because there was a particular video, there's a certain video of a certain young man with the speakable language where Karen the talk say Nandi Igbo na kwa konka na Accra now. Everywhere you go, Ibukana, so everywhere you go, that we've taken over. So I think somebody from Nigeria interpreted it to them. And I don't want to mention tribe, but I heard that another tribe in Nigeria was actually the person who made them understand the gravity of what's the
Precious, it doesn't precious. Don't go that route. You are too educated to go to that route.
No. I am not. I am telling you what
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Anybody that does the interpretation is free to do the interpretation. The Igbos must call themselves to order. I've always been asking one question: what do the Igbos want?
That's what I'm saying. That should an Igbo boy should even make that kind of statement that we the Igbos are conquering, we're taking over everywhere in Ghana now. Should you make that kind of statement in another man's land? That's the reason I raised that conversation.
You see, such comments are made
someone's land, and you're coming to say that you're taking over. How do you expect them to feel? If a Fulani man goes to your land and starts making videos, say, we Fulanis we've not conquered the land, or we're not everywhere now, how will it make you feel? So sometimes
we're saying the same thing. Such videos, usually if you check the background of the person that made that video, you find out that he's a nobody. Don't forget that Igbos, even in South Africa, Igbos are haunted because the lifestyle. You go to Ghana, you claim you're an Igbo in Ghana. Must you shove it down the throat of the Ghanaians? Must you? Must you show everybody that you have arrived? This is the problem with the Igbos. Let us call a spade a spade. Today, houses are more expensive in Lagos because of who? Because of one particular tribe. The Igbos. There's nothing to hide. You go and see a property you
Why?
want to rent,
Why?
and you are I'll tell you why. You go to a property you want to rent, and the landlord tells you this property is going for 250,000, and you are negotiating to pay. Another Igbo man will go behind and meet the landlord and say, "Forget this man. I'll pay 500,000." And this is how rents went up in Lagos. This is how properties went up in Lagos. The Igbos are very good at trying to outsmart each other, but they do it in a very stupid way.
Hmm.
They do it in a very stupid way. All these so-called Igbo you have in Lagos, of what value have they added to the ordinary Igbo man on the street? Go to Oshodi, you see area boys there. You think all of them are Yorubas? No. By the time you do thorough investigation, 30% of them are Igbos. So
Hmm.
why is it that these so-called Igbo in Lagos are not rehabilitating those boys? Why? You have arrived. You have arrived. It's in your pocket. Don't shove it down anybody's throat. The Igbos need to learn that. And they will learn it the hard way, just as they're learning it now. And that's the truth.
All right, sir. So let's quickly move to other conversations very quickly. Dear, we go before we get to the security situation. Now, many pensioners in the Federal Capital Territory have expressed frustration over the delay in the payment of their pension arrears. The News Agency of Nigeria reports that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had given approval for the 758 billion naira treasury bond by the Federal Executive Council in February for payment of the arrears. However, the National Assembly has approved the implementation of the 758 billion treasury bond on July 2020. So just yesterday, a few days ago, rather this week. The bond was to clear all government liabilities under the contributory pension scheme for retirees uh, for more than decades. It be like say my own go even follow for insight. If I still dey remember when I get pension. Now, the pensioners who lamented over their sufferings also urged the government to, for the implementation of, their bonds and their arrears and their monthly pension because they say economy too tight. Now, in an interview with Nan Hajiya Amina Lawal said that even some workers could not afford 3 meals anymore, adding that it is harder for pensioners. So if workers no feel afford 3 meals, how you expect pensioners to feel? We are happy after the announcement by the president that we are going to be paid, but till now we don't know what is happening because it's not yet processed. Basically, what do we call this madness of people serving their country in Nigeria for over 25, 35 years? And after that, to pay them waiting we due them now war against indiscipline. And that's the way you won't pay them a peanuts compared to waiting you dey pay politician. Now, the reason I remember this or thought to carry this conversation. Now, the last um, assembly, the ninth assembly we just passed. You remember when we talk about severance benefit of assembly members, of executives, of and some of those severance benefits run into, of course, in a huge millions of naira. But people will be say they are what thing they see they pay them for 1 month sometimes not even reach the entire arrears sorry, the entire gratuity of these people who work for 35 years. Why is it so hard for Nigerian government to pay workers what is reasonable for them to survive? So they don't make and look like say if you're not a politician then you cannot just make it. And maybe now waiting make Akpabio talk when he sings, say things are getting. Remember when he sing things are getting better for Asiwaju he saw on the throne. He dey sing because to Ram things are really getting better. Asiwaju dey on the throne, so things they get better. You know they feel the pain because under Asiwaju be Senate president, where everything when they do now, perhaps through taxpayers' money. Why is it hard for government to pay attention to the plight of workers? To increase salaries, na war. To do anything for workers, na war. They have to practically sweat through it before they get it. But to do that same thing for politicians is just a piece of cake. They even take time. They don't do it. Why they hard like that? For people to get rewarded for
Let me
Nigeria.
let me let me chorus on your mandate we shall stand. On
Like
your
that.
mandate, on your mandate. You see, when we bring stupidity into governance, it becomes difficult for us to see clearly. Unfortunately, our political class are clueless, and this group you called the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress, those ones are more stupid. It appears that as soon as what's his name, the current president of the Labour Congress assumed office, Labour went into hiding because these are groups you expected to be able to come out and speak to the power. They are not doing it. They are the ones that are meant to fight for labor. They are the ones that are meant to ensure that your senators, your honorable members, those in government, if the political class, do not benefit from where they did not sow. But what is labor doing? On the other hand, government is using this pension and salary to control the workers because they know what they're doing. By the time they delay their salary, they delay their pension. When it is few days or few weeks to election, they release money to them. In the euphoria of that money that has been released, they tell you to vote for them. And that is why we say that in Nigeria, there is institutionalized poverty, institutionalized hunger, multidimensional poverty. These are weapons that the government is using, that the political class is using to deceive the people, and the people buy into it. The people buy into it. Somebody was telling me today, say, person wey hunger dey catch, wetin concern am with sovereignty? Wetin concern am with power to the people? And I said to that
I
person,
beg no vex.
and I said to that person, I said, I am ashamed that you are an educated person. I am ashamed that you are somebody who is enlightened. I am ashamed that you are not seeing beyond your nose. I said, if you that is educated can say such rubbish, then the ordinary illiterate Nigerians have no future. And that's where the problem lies. People are made to think below human reasoning. People are meant to think like animals. Even dogs, some dogs get sense past the humans in Nigeria. So that is where the problem is.
All right, sir. But make a quickly state on this one. So I don't know whether you don't hear them. See, right now, people don't they complain. Say, bag of rice now don't go back to about 100,000 naira again. From where EBC been this 65,000 naira. Now this report now from Vanguard, and according to them say according to their survey, where they just make say for inside markets, some markets for inside Lagos show say some brands of rice now they sell for as high as 100,000 naira, while others they little below that amount. Now, dealers they blame the development on the presumed end of the 150-day duty-free import windows for essential food items as part of the Presidential Accelerated Stabilization and Advancement Plan. Please, did that plan ever hold the duty-free waiver for essential food items? Because I'm not aware. Now, according to them, they say millers are also aligning that the president's initiative announced in July 24 was conducted in secrecy, as only a few firms allegedly benefited from the waivers to import duty-free grains, among which was rice.
It says that they don't pressure.
So they eventually So,
see what they've
so
done.
they eventually did those importations.
Things are getting better. Things are getting better.
I know,
It's
but make I give you the song since you want to hear the music.
things are getting
Maybe I
better.
say give you the
See,
song.
the deception with this government is first class.
So did that ever
You
happen? The
recall,
waiver. I mean,
wait,
the best way they
you
say they
recall
float from
severally,
importer.
severally, I called that government, I called that Nigerian customs, and I said, why is it that when government gave an open window and waiver for importation of grains, why was it not made public? Why were the names of the importers not made public to Nigerians? The last time I checked, I've not seen anybody who came out to say, I'm importing rice. But we know all the we know all the politics that goes there. We know all the corruption that goes in that system.
So how come they are insinuating that this was done in secrecy? That means it was eventually done.
Well,
Remember, see, pharmaceutical products was also be part of those
let me,
waivers.
let me,
I beg, at which point did
Precious,
you
let me
notice that?
shock you. I think it was last week. Was it last week? I think it was on Monday. Yeah, Monday last week. The Controller General of Customs called a meeting of stakeholders to Ikeja. And the meeting was to bring stakeholders up to speed with the Diodogu system that had just been introduced. I mean, for me, that Diodogu system, for those who have started using it, they say it's marvelous. I give kudos to Adewale, the CG of Customs. Honestly, I give him kudos for that. Using our own made application to run the process of clearing goods from the port. It is good. But something happened along the line. While he was addressing the audience, he told the audience that, that when they're tinkering on introducing the 4% levy on FOB, which they suspended, was suspended, I think, in February when they tried to introduce it, because the stakeholders, the importers, the agents, the terminal owners, didn't find it funny. And okay, people are trying to understand. It says they are working on introducing it. Precious, you won't believe it. That same night, when people were still trying to, understand the Biodogu system and trying to assimilate all the things the CG said, boom, it was announced. I think it was either 7 p.m. or 8 p.m., 9 p.m. news that the Senate has approved the 4% levy on FOB, on all goods imported into the country. And that the president says that it must be implemented immediately. Precious, I'm telling you, I am well informed in this. So I asked myself, I said, was it that the CG knew that the conclusion had been done and just wanted to chip it in, just to
so that the stakeholders, maybe that is even the real essence of calling for that meeting, that the stakeholders meeting.
Exactly.
Maybe it was actually
so things happen with government that government feels they are not accountable to the people. And this is where it pains me. It's like a father who is not accountable to his children. So tell me, how would that children end up respecting their father? We're supposed to have a system where there's a dialogue.
Now, the reason I'm raising this conversation is that rice and maize farmers are now angry. They beg, say, since government won't prioritize importing and giving waivers for importing and all that. See, they want farmers now. Say, make farmers not even harvest again. Make them just hands
Which farmers want harvest? Where are the farmers harvesting? Is it the farmers that bandits and terrorists and headsmen are killing every day? What government did was a shortcut. That's even if they imported. If people imported those stuffs, it's a shortcut. And point of correction, don't be saying rice came down to 65,000. There was no time rice came down to 65,000.
I think the list was
Good.
75
Please,
thereabouts.
let us be sure. Don't tell us it came down. If you're saying 65, you are making government happy. You are trying to behave like the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, that they sit in their office
Okay.
and wake up and then they tell you inflation has dropped. Inflation has dropped. Nigerians can't eat 3 square meals a day. Inflation has dropped. We see pictures of malnourished children in the north. We see malnourished children in the east. Inflation has dropped. You go to hospitals, you can't get drugs. To just run ordinary tests in the labs is they cut your throat out. And then somebody will wake up from sleep tomorrow and tell me, oh, inflation has dropped by 4 digits. It is dropping by 10 digits. I don't understand why people around Mr. President are not telling him the truth. And the truth is that Nigerians are suffering. And Nigerians are suffering and we don't see an end to it. We don't see an end to it. I know quite a number of companies that have not paid salary since February to date. Because they can't even function. They can't function. So let the government be sincere with the people. If you're saying that foodstuff has come down, I beg, if there's any special market for APC members, let them announce it. I go join APC so that I'm going to buy foodstuff cheap for my children. But as far as I know, we all go to the same market. We all patronize the same filling stations. Nothing has changed. Nothing has made Nigerians to be proud or to be happy. And that's the truth. So anybody saying that prices came down, maybe the prices just came down. Like I remember there was a few months back, or was it a year back or so, when somebody called, when you used to work with VOP, and somebody called and said he had rice. You remember? And you now said,
Yes, I do.
you now send people to go and buy the rice. The next, after 1, 2, 3 weeks, the person didn't call because there was no rice to sell. It was all propaganda. And when people who finally found the person and went, the amount she announced on radio and the amount she was asking people to pay, they are variance.
All right, sir. So I like me to talk a few. We could go straight to insecurity and so that go open phone lines. But make I leave you with that video.
And saying things are getting better for Nigeria. Things are getting better. For Asiwaju is on the throne. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Mr. President, things are getting better. Hey, I said, things are getting better for Nigeria. For Nigeria is on the way. Progressive government. Things are getting better. Asiwaju, congratulations.
Okay. So make I just take that one.
When your leader suddenly wakes up and become a choir master, if the Senate president wants to learn music, he should go and meet the likes of Davido, let them teach him.
All right, sir. So very quickly, let's get to this conversation. We hear that one Isaac Omoyele, the Osun State Amotekun commander, has revealed that a soldier where they just employ one of these soldiers and when they just bring in here now, go stab an Amoteku guy and kill him. Say him and in gang them just begin accost their Amoteku guy unprovoked. We carry him bike, they go back to him work, and begin beat him. From beating him, stab him, injure him, leave him for the pool of him blood in Wakadigu. Then leave him there. But by the time they took him to the hospital, he had died. I don't know what to make of this, but this is really very sad if this had happened. And the reason I had to raise this issue, but let me take your opinion, sir. Go ahead, please.
The depression that people are going through is real. The frustration that people are going through is real. And that's why I tell people that Instead of you to stand and engage somebody in a quarrel or in a fist off, please avoid it as much as you can. A lot of people you see on the street today, they're not normal. People are not normal. People are walking around frustrated, looking for who to dump their frustration on. Also, don't forget this whole thing about rehabilitating and all of that. It's been said severally in several quarters that some of these bandits that you claim to have rehabilitated, they're also in the Nigerian army. They have been recruited as recruits, rank and file. So you can't rule that out. And you also need to understand that there's this growing animosity amongst Nigerians.
Why?
The political class is selling that idiotic message of one tribe being better than the other tribe, of one tribe being responsible for what the other tribes are going through. Your religious leaders are doing it. Cut across Christian and Muslim. They're doing it. Unfortunately for the religious leaders, for them now, a lot of them have turned into shoe shiners. Let me use the word of a friend of mine. Say they are shoe shiners. And a lot of them have forgotten their calling. So it's all about money. If you bring money to a pastor, he will sing your praise. He will say the kind of prayer he has never said in his life. He will conjure the heavens. The same thing is happening to our Muslim clerics. And these are the major problems. Rather than preach unity, people are busy using the pulpit to preach disunity, to preach hatred. And the unfortunate thing is that people who do these things don't get arrested by government officials. They don't get arrested by the security agencies. They turn a blind eye. So I know that there's so much frustration, anger, bottled up, depression in the heart and body and souls of a lot of Nigerians. So once you meet somebody and there's an argument, that you see that that argument is going to result into a fist off, I beg, run for your life. Now, person where they are alive, now they think things are getting better. Now, person where they are alive, now they see renewed hope. Because now what we are saying is renewed shake panza. Anyhow you want to look at it. So people are frustrated and there's nothing you can do about it. But the best thing is just to avoid situations like that.
All right. So moving on very quickly. You remember over the week where we've been talking, say, people for inside Zamfara State can't even dare bandits say they need to pay ransom. Sorry, they need to pay levy again, that they are tired because they had about 100 million or so to pay, and they said they're not paying again, that the worst should happen. So they said they kidnapped a couple of persons, right? Now we hear say the bandits don't kill 38 of the people then we be said they kidnapped after they paid 50 million naira ransom. 38 of them killed, including women and children.
You know, these are the kind of news that just destabilizes you
I think most of them men and one woman,
and
yeah,
affect your
they've killed so far.
and,
This is really, this is really very
and
sad.
affect your mental health. And it becomes more painful when those in authority don't tell the people the truth. You recall that the bandits had a meeting in Katsina with government officials. And they came to that meeting armed to the teeth. You also remember that your current Minister of State, Matawale, has been accused severally. But nobody's doing anything about it. It's unfortunate the way Nigeria has become a land that kills our own. A land where people have no value for life anymore. And every day, these bandits and these kidnappers are becoming more daring. But tomorrow, the police will tell you, no ransom was paid. That's the most, painful part of it. One begins to ask this question: is our security architecture compromised? For how long will we continue to live in fear of being abducted, killed for no just cause? For how long will this continue, precious? And why is the government finding it difficult to declare state of emergency on insecurity? And that's why I said to you that, when you see here that the senators are fighting, they're not fighting over what will better the life of the ordinary Nigerians. They are fighting over what will come to their individual pockets. The same Senate that had the temerity to use a voice note to support declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State. Why have they not used the same voice note to call on Mr. President to declare state of emergency on insecurity? Why must the ordinary Nigerians keep paying the price for the ineptitude of the ruling class? So these are kind of things that you don't even know where to start talking about it. Is it the 14 people or so that were killed in Jos on their way? Is it the ones that were killed in Owerri, in Imo State, where they're not saying it is IPOB, and IPOB has come out to say,
yes,
we do nothing about it.
Yes, not them.
So there is no part of this country that is safe. No part. But your leaders, you see them in their cars with siren, pushing you off the road and all of that. See, precious, as our senators proceed on their 2-month leave, Abi, please, we need to carry a placard and tell the embassies not to grant them visa. And we need to
that one, people waiting.
we need to go to
them. They get standby visa for all their passports. If they don't even get second passport,
go to the airports. And anytime we see any senator traveling out of Nigeria, we will carry pure water stone them and send them back to it. They should go back to their constituencies. They should go back.
Thank you, sir. Nigerian phone line. Let's open phone lines so that people can jump in on the conversation very quickly, so that I can let you go. Tomorrow is Monday. Nigerian's phone lines are open. Let's begin to share your thoughts and reactions to these conversations we've raised tonight. You can quickly call us. Follow the link on the pinned post and get straight into the studio with us, or you call the WhatsApp number 0817 029 4077. 0817-029-4077. So, but before I go straight to the phone calls, I say make a tell on I say this president called Super Falcons today, and promise them say Ingo host them jagasly. Ingo they will be taken care of today. See that phone call. I want you to have a glimpse of the telephone call the president. Yeah. Thank you, sir. And they were excited. They spoke about it.
Thank you, sir. You lifted our spirit by Christ to our generation, and we are all very, very happy.
Thank you, sir.
You'll be celebrated, and I congratulate all the coaches and the management of the team, including the ministers and the officials.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Mr. President.
Thank you, sir.
My very, very best regards to Rashida. Very good. And I want to penalty. That's a very courageous exercise.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. God bless you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President.
To send to the 10th victories is not a very small thing
Yes, sir.
for the country
Yes, sir.
and the continent as a whole. Very proud of you. Safe journey home. Enjoy yourself. Avoid injuries. God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President.
To send to the death the record of home. Enjoy yourself. Avoid injuries. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for the payment. We appreciate it, sir, and we're coming to give you the trophy when we get back, sir. Thank you.
Good. I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you.
I said, make
Yeah,
I
no, no,
remind you,
precious.
say I see
I'm,
it
I'm telling you,
again.
they did a good job, and I like that. My happiness is that we didn't. I'm happy that we didn't send delegations to go and witness this final because, and those delegations where they send, and then they carry bad luck go. So I'm happy they didn't send them this time around. So they are staying in Lagos.
Well, August Shetima don't go. August Shetima don't go
They
Ethiopia
stayed in
today.
Nigeria
Oh. I
with
think
their
he's saying go
witches and
Ethiopia.
wizards. If they had gathered
Ah.
themselves to go there, those girls would have lost the match. But I'm happy. See, these are the things that make us proud as Nigeria. The way you see them there, you see Christian, you see Muslim, you see Igbo, you see Yoruba, you see Hausa. You see unity. You see unity. And you're happy about it. But so why is it that our political leaders are dividing the people? Why are they sowing the seed of discord amongst the people? So it's a good one. Congratulations to, you know, the Nigerian
That,
football.
that question when you ask that question, one no go even fit answer. All like I like to say a big thank you to you. So make I leave you, make it a good night. Don't come. Thank you so much. It's 10:30. We've done about 1 hour 30 minutes. Tomorrow will be a great day. So guys, I have a new guest joining me tomorrow. He's firebrand, and you don't want to miss tomorrow's show. We'll go live by 6:30 tomorrow. Don't worry, it'll be this evening. When I don't tell him, so you can go ready tomorrow. 6:30 will be live. You'll enjoy it. So don't forget to go and follow the Naked Truth like your village people know at the Naked Truth TV 01. Please follow him. Naked Truth TV 01. See him the way he did for his name. Please follow him. And also kindly like and subscribe here. Kindly click on the subscription button, like and share this post so that other people go see him. I go see you on again tomorrow evening, God willing. Protect your mental health. Thank you so much, Prince
So that,
Francis. I appreciate you a lot. Good night and God bless you. And y'all protect your mental health and stay safe. I love you. Good night and God bless you. Thank you.